All right, so we're talking about getting gigs, and keep posting to social media, whatever platform you're using, YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, whatever you're using, just keep doing that. Definitely don't stop that. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm gonna tell you that it's never worked for me personally. Unfortunately, the way I've gotten gigs is kind of unorthodox. It definitely has to do with going out and making sure you're a part of the community and you're talking to people. But the overall takeaway is talk to everyone. I mean, any and everyone. You never know who's going to give you that next gig. Now, I started DJing in 2005, and my first gig did not come until 4 years later in 2009. And the way that it happened was I was walking by, can't remember where I was going, but I was walking by this bar, and I saw this guy setting up turntables, and I was thinking, oh, wow, he has turntables. I got a whole bunch of records, and I've been looking for somewhere to play. Let me go talk to him. So that's exactly what I did. Went in to see what he was doing. Turns out he was doing an open turntable night that night. So I went to wherever I was going at that time, finished, went home, got my crate of records, and carried my crate of records all the way to the bar. It was probably about a 5-minute to 10-minute walk because I'm carrying a whole crate of records, going downhill and then going uphill on the way, ascending to the bar. But I was determined to play outside of my living room because I've been playing there for 4 years. But that wasn't my first gig, actually. So I played there, and then he realized, okay, he can play. I'm gonna throw a party and you wanna play there? So this is the first flyer of the party that I played at. Of course I kept it. It's first party I ever played. But yeah, that ended up being my first gig. Now, my second gig came when I lived in Turkey. So now I'm living in Turkey, and my best friend comes. And we're walking down the street. It's Istiklal Caddesi. If anyone ever been there, there's a big long street of Turkey. We're walking parallel to it, and there's a whole bunch of different alleys along this whole street, which stretches probably about a mile long. And he and I was walking, we're thinking, okay, we're gonna party. Which street should we walk down? Should we walk down this street or should we walk down the next street? So it's like, you gotta decide. So we decide, you know what, we'll walk down this street. And lo and behold, that was the right street to pick. So we walk down the street and we run into these people and they're like, oh, this place is not good. There's nothing happening there. We're gonna go to this other place. You guys wanna come along? It's like, yeah, we'll come with you and drink and stuff. So it was about 4 of them. Yeah, there was 4 different people. They're all Turkish, by the way. So we're breaking off into 2 different groups. My friend is talking to 2 of them. I'm talking to the other 2, explaining my life. What am I doing here in Turkey? My best friend is here to visit me. And then he's over there talking about whatever. Now, this is the other thing you want. You want someone in your crew that can talk to anyone at any time, at any point. Okay, like I said, I'm an introvert. I don't really like talking to different people. That's not my thing. So he's talking, I'm talking to this group, and then all of a sudden they come over like, oh, I heard you're a DJ. Oh, we just opened up a new club. You should come DJ at our club. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, let's go to the next bar and drink. So then that was my first international gig. Like I said, talk to everyone and anyone. Third gig I want to talk to you about is when I lived in China. So I went to this bar. It was a really nice bar on the lake view, terrace, and everything. It was a really nice setup, as you can see in the video. And I go to the bar manager, the person who's running the establishment at the time, and I go, oh, I'm a DJ. Is there any chance to play here at some time? And he goes, yeah, just send me, you have a mixer somewhere, just send me the link and I'll listen to it. So I sent him the link. I had it on SoundCloud, sent it over, had a whole bunch of mixes on there, and never heard back from him. Ever. For like a whole year or so. Yeah, because this was in 2015. I got to China, and I'm going to every club and everywhere to see where can I play. pretty much. Where would I want to play? But yeah, never heard back from him. Then there's a new bar that's opening up in another part of town. And I go there and I say, okay, this is a new bar. Let me go and talk to the owners and see. It's the same manager from this bar that never contacted me. So I go, they have the bar, they're fixing it and everything. It looks really good in there, right? Brand new wood and stuff. Nice decoration. So I go talk to the guy who's opening it, and he's also the bar manager, who rejected me like over a year and a half ago. Never listened to my mix or anything. And I go, oh, you guys have a DJ? He's like, no, we're looking for DJs. You DJs? And I'm like, yeah, I DJ. And I say to him, well, what kind of equipment you have? Well, we don't have any equipment yet. I was like, okay, that's no problem. I have my own equipment anyway. That's great. You want to you want to play the first night? And then that pretty much came because I was persistent, one, and I had my own equipment. And it was like, they have no equipment. I have the equipment that they need. So I was like, yeah, definitely play. Go ahead. It's all yours. Now, the fourth incident I want to tell you about is how I got to play for the W Hotel in China as well. Now, this is a story that's probably not going to work for, 99% of you. But as you remember, I used to live in Turkey. And I was in China, and I met some Turkish people. I can't remember what event I was at, but I was just talking to them because I had met them previously. And at that time, I was talking to the guy's wife, who I was meeting for the first time there. And it's a novelty to see a black person speaking Turkish for Turkish people, especially if it's outside of Turkey and in China. So I'm talking with his wife back and forth and him. And we're talking about why do I know Turkish and what am I doing here and everything. And the general manager of the W Hotel happened to be just standing there listening to the conversation because he was also friends with them as well. And he's of Turkish descent. So later on, they offered me to do their launch party because the hotel hadn't fully opened yet. They were still building everything and getting everything in place, but they were doing all the branding and publicity to show that it's coming. So they said, we're going to do this party on the lake. You want to DJ for it? And then I DJ'd. And while I was there, he was explaining to me, he was like, yeah, I heard you talking Turkish. So I was like really impressed. Who is this guy? And then they told me, it's like, he's a DJ. I was like, he's a DJ. We got to get him to just play. All without even hearing me in a mix or anything. He never went to see me play out. He never asked for a link or anything. It was just based off of the fact that I speak Turkish. And I was speaking Turkish at the right time. So that was, like I said, it's probably not going to work for 99% of you. But like I said, just talk to every and anyone in any language that you have at any point that you can. Now, the fifth incident I want to talk to you about goes along with supporting DJs and network of DJs and supporting the scene all together. Okay, so this fifth time when I got to play in Shanghai at this club called Dada. The story of this is that this DJ who invited me to play one of his nights, I had been going to Shanghai for over a year or so to see him play because I really liked his music. It was completely different, and everything he had, I couldn't find it. Like pretty much, I Shazammed it. I'm not finding it. So he took the time to curate a whole list of songs that work together of his own style, his own sound. So I would go into Shanghai, listen. So he noticed like, oh yeah, I seen these people again. I seen these, oh, where you guys from? Suzhou. Okay, that's cool. You guys come out to see me. How I did get the gig in Dada in Shanghai was I would go support him. First time he came, went to support him. First time he came to play in Suzhou, went to support him because like, this is great. I don't have to go all the way to Shanghai. Yeah, the club was packed. I mean, like, it was a small club, but there was 100 people in there. Can't move, can't really dance and do stuff. It was stuffy. But he came back again for the second time. Now that night I was DJing somewhere else, and I said, you know what, he's in town, let me go see him after I'm done playing. I walk in and I'm just like, it is completely empty in here. Yeah, by this time he was the DJ for the whole night, so it's 0 people in there. I get there with my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and we're the only 2 people there with the bar staff. And keep in mind, this is going to happen to you as a DJ. Even if they fly you in from out of town or whatever, dude, you're gonna play to some empty places. So I get there and it's just him. He's like, there's no one here. Thanks for coming out though. I was like, yeah, I had another gig. That's why I didn't get here. It's like, oh, you got your stuff on you? I was like, yeah, I got music. He said, come on and play with me. Like, there's no one here. We'll just do back to back. So we did a back to back. And then he realized like, oh, he can DJ. Oh, he's like matching my style in like terms of what I would play as well. You know what? I'm gonna have a party in like a month. You want to come to Shanghai and play it? I was like, yeah, definitely. So you see what happened there? Like I'm just supporting him because I naturally like the music. I never entered a situation with the idea like, oh, maybe he'll let me play one day. It was just a natural occurrence. Just like, okay. Because truthfully, I like his style is hard to match. Like, but I've seen him play enough times that like I'll have some songs that will go with it, but I don't have enough music to like do a whole night like he does. Like, this is good stuff. Papa Sudi, you should definitely go check him out. Find him online. Here's some links. So I get to Vietnam, and by this time I'm already 19 years into DJing. So I go out. Immediately when I get to a city, I'm going out. Going to different clubs, seeing what the scene is like, seeing what the sound system is like. Mostly, that's my most important pet peeve. What is your sound system like? Okay, this is shit, I'm not playing here. So I'm going out to different places and testing out different clubs in Vietnam. And then my main thing is like, how do I get into the scene? Definitely go out and support the local scene. So I see that there's an open deck available at this club, the club that just opened as well. See, there's an open deck available, so it's like, okay, let me sign up for this. I go, I play. The guy that's running, he's actually running this club on the weekend as well. He hears me play and realizes, oh, this guy has a lot of the music that I play. It's like, where are you from? So I tell him from New York. He's like, what? He's like, you're really good. You shouldn't be playing at open decks for free. What is this? So then he just hooked me up with a whole bunch of different gigs because he's been in the city for 16 years, building the Vietnam underground scene, bringing in DJs like Derek Carter and such, throwing parties. So he's been around is just like, whoa, why are you playing at this open deck? You should be playing at actual parties. So then he hooked me up with different parties, and that's how I got into the scene in Vietnam. But like I said, getting these gigs, the main point of the story is go out, support, and talk to everyone. Don't go out there and be some type of leech. You're like, oh, I'm a DJ, come on, give me a gig. It can work in some cases, but in most cases it's not going to work so well. And keep in mind, like when I started in 2005 until 2009, I was trying to get some gigs in Albany, New York. I would go to the record store, talk to the guys, see if there's anything available, give them my CD. Yeah, CD. Let them know that I'm a vinyl DJ. Like, I only have records. It's like that's why I'm here. Uh, I mean, like, think about it. It took me 4 years to get out of my basement living room into an actual public venue. But also in China, once I got that first gig at Hemingway, like, remember, I was rejected and persistence. Once I got that gig, just opened up the floodgates where every weekend I had a gig. During the weekdays, I also had gigs as well that I turned down because I had a regular job. But it was just gig after gig every week. I was always busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It got to the point where I was giving my gigs away to other DJs that I thought was good, actually, because I seen them play with them. I would recommend them to other promoters and entertainment companies that were hiring DJs. And if I didn't want a gig, if I especially didn't want a gig, I would give it to someone else that I know would definitely do it. And it's like a back and forth. That's how I also got gigs, because then they would have gigs they couldn't take, and they would call me up and like, oh, you want to come to Shanghai and play this gig, or you want to go to the city and play this gig. So I was getting gigs from Suzhou all the way to Shanghai and in between. So, I mean, just keep at it. Once you get your foot in the door, just so that you can play, you can DJ, and no matter what the style, you can, if that's your thing, whatever your style is, just find your niche. Mine, I can play anything. Do I want to play anything? No, that's why I was giving away a lot of gigs. And by me giving away a lot of gigs, I got gigs in return. So for example, if it was a top 40s party or anything, I'd do one of two things. I would price myself out of it to go, no, you're gonna have to pay me this much. And they go, no. Okay, that's fine. I have another DJ that would be willing to do it. And I would pass it on to another DJ who was more than happy to play top 40. That's their thing. Or they would be more than happy to go into that. But like I said, get into the scene, talk to everyone and anyone. Keep doing the things where you're posting your mixes online, but 100% talk to people. And if you're an introvert like me, then find someone who can just talk to anyone when they need to. And that's it. That's how you get some gigs.